Trust me, you don't want to miss this story. In 2017, a 20 years old girl met a man that was 29 years old. How did they meet? She was a student, she was a polytechnic student in her ND2, and she was house hunting because her caretaker all of a sudden quitted all of them out from the house. And she had a friend who lives abroad, a guy. So she was house hunting and they happened to be chatting, and she was like, guy, I'm looking for house. We've been quitted out of our house and I don't even know how to find house urgently. And the guy was like, I have a cousin in the city where you are and he has lots of houses and he might have a space for you to rent. As a matter of fact, he just finished one building. And the girl was like, oh, please send me his number. So he sent her the number of the guy. Now, she called the guy and was like, please, I need house. And this person sent me your number. And he was like, okay, this is the house. This is where it's located. This is how much. And the girl paid because she was just so desperate. I said, okay, I'm going to bring you the key later in the evening after business, at the end of business day. So, but he wasn't able to do it. This girl kept calling, something came up and he couldn't bring that key that day. So when he got back at night, he called her and he apologized. And I said, I'm sorry, I left you stranded, but I had a good reason and I'm going to try and make it up to you. So the next day, after he took the girl to go and see the house and gave her the key, he just said, okay, let me make it up to you. So let me take you out to eat. So he just went to a nearby restaurant, nothing to, just casually, just took her to a nearby restaurant and they bought food and they ate. So while eating, they were discussing and he figured that him and the girl, they had similar interests. And there was something the girl was so much into that he has interest in it, a particular line of business. And he was like, okay, you could actually help me with this and I can help you with it. So let's just keep in touch. So they continued their friendship. And sometimes she will even visit him and they'll spend time together. So one day he asked her out and she was like, we're not going to last 2 weeks, because to her she was like, look at you, look at me, like you are a fully mad man and you're just 29 and you are mad and I'm just a student. And she was just thinking it's not going to work and they're going to end up breaking up, or maybe he was just going to sleep with her and it was going to end. And I said, okay, since you're going to challenge me, let's get on it as a bet. And they just jokingly, that was how they started dating. So they started dating. She will always visit him, but whenever she's writing the exam, he will tell her, don't come to my house. If he's coming back from work, he will buy her everything she needs, fruits, anything that can help her concentrate, because he was so encouraging. He will support her, he will encourage her, he wants her to stay focused on her education. So he was just like a perfect man, like a keeper. So this continued until the girl will always pass her exams, and he always have this challenge, like, if you get a number of A's, I'm going to give so things. That's how he used to do. So it kept the girl encouraged to always study hard, and he kept to his promises. He would buy her different things, maybe phone, clothes, or give her money whenever her results came out. Now after her ND2, she said she didn't want to go for HND, she wants to go for degree. So she wrote JAMB, and luckily she got admission out of state and she left the state. Now, when she got to the new place, this guy was so conscious to keep her company because she was in a new environment and she might be lonely. So he will always call her. They will always talk. He would talk her to sleep and wake her up. Like, he was so sweet that you can't even believe that this is someone that is at this level. And let me tell you something else. They never actually had sex. Because at the time they met, the girl was a virgin and he didn't want to take advantage of her and she wasn't ready. So the relationship was strictly very pure, sweet and nice. So she moved and they kept talking and they kept talking and they kept dating for years, and she would always visit him. And later he relocated to Abuja because he expanded his business and he relocated. So she would always visit him from school. She would go and visit him in Abuja, and they kept their relationship was okay. Then sometime in 2020, this was 3 years into their relationship, the girl called him, and remember during Corona, and was like, hello babe, I'm not feeling fine. And he was like, babe, let me call you back, I'm busy. So she felt okay that he dropped the call, but he didn't, because she called his small line. You know how businessmen used to have small phone and have a big phone. So he threw the phone into his car pigeonhole, like that hole in the car. And later the girl started hearing voices and was like, babe, are you talking to me? Then she realized that someone was entering the car and he wasn't talking to her, he was talking to another lady. She was shocked because the kind of conversation they were having was kind of dirty. So she just She was shocked and sad, so she picked up her other phone and she recharged her line, the one she was calling me, so she can stay on that call forever. So she stayed on the call. He did not know, so she was listening to all their conversations, and it was crazy. So until they got to the restaurant where they are going to, and I assume they were going to eat. So after, like, she ended the call, and later I guess he saw the call history that oh god, this thing is too long. So I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to make it part 2 and final part. So she stayed on the call until when they got to wherever they were going. So she hung up. So after wherever they did, like they ate whatever, so he then saw the call summary on his screen and realized that no, something is wrong. This is not the conversation that I just had for a few minutes, and dropped. So he started calling her and was like, babe, I can explain, because she did not just listen, she recorded the call. And he denied it, that this is someone I know, this is just a friend. Yes, she used to play rough and we used to like have all this kind of conversation, but it's nothing serious. I'm sorry, I will never cheat on you. You know, like literally what guys do and what people that cheat, what they do. So she sent that record to a couple of male friends that she has that are older, and they all told her there's something here. These conversations are too dirty for people that are not having anything. But then everybody that knows them together was like, no, this guy loves you and you love him, and like you can't walk out of this relationship. Like he can't really do this to you. I don't believe it, so just talk it out. But because it was during Corona, he was asking her to come and visit, but she couldn't go and visit because it was during Corona lockdown. So they just kept patching over the phone, kept fighting about it until in 2021, like January, then she went to Abuja and they talked it out. Now, let me say something that I missed. This girl have already met with his family. They've done introduction and they had plans to marry. Her father only said she needed to graduate before she can get married, and she was already in her finals at this point. So she went to Abuja to visit him after the whole Corona thing, and they talked it out, they sorted out their problem, and you know, at the height of emotions, they ended up having sex that they had not had all this while. So after this, they started talking about, okay, their marriage and stuff, and she went back to school to finish. So when she got back to school, she then realized that she was pregnant. And she realized late. It was almost like 2 months before she realized, and she was looking for a way to tell him, and she didn't even know, yes, although like they have plans to marry, and she knew that he's not going to deny her, but it's still pregnancy, and she was scared. But at that same period, her boyfriend was not acting strange, like strange, not that he was avoiding her, but strange, like there was something he was trying to hide. He was trying to tell her that he was scared to tell her, so he was just being off. And she kept trying to find out what. So one night, she tested him like, babe, I don't really understand what is going on, but I think something is wrong with you and you're not telling me. Can you talk to me? You know, all those things. And then he sent her a message saying, I mistakenly got someone pregnant. And when he sent this message, he later deleted it, but she was using GB WhatsApp, so the message did not leave. When she woke up, that was the first thing she saw. So she quoted the message and said, thank you, because that was the only thing she could think of. She couldn't even process it. The first week, she couldn't process it. She didn't cry, no emotion. Second week, it was on the third week that she realized that her man actually got someone else pregnant, and she's already pregnant, and he doesn't even know that she was pregnant. Then on the fourth week, making it 4 weeks, remember, plus she was almost like 2 months gone, she sent him a picture of her belly, telling him that she's also pregnant. So like he was confused, he didn't know what to do, but he started calling her that, babe, don't abort my baby, we've been together for so long, you know I love you, let's get married, let's forget what happened, we can handle this, we can sort this out. This was a one-time thing with this lady, we weren't dating, I don't have anything with her, please, let's talk. But then her family got involved, and her parents was like, no, you're not going to marry under certain situation, not because you are pregnant, and if you don't want to marry this guy, don't marry him. So at the end of the day, she said that she doesn't want to marry this guy, but she wants to have the baby. So she continued with her school. She was in her finals, but the whole emotional and psychological thing was affecting her in school, and it was her finals. Then on the 5th month, she had a miscarriage, because along the line she developed a lot of health issues, preeclampsia, and then she had a very terrible miscarriage and lost the baby. Now, keep in mind that during this period, even though she said she wasn't going to marry him, he used to still call her, they used to talk, he used to keep her company, and he was still trying to see if he can win her back. Now, after she had the miscarriage, and later on the following year, 2022, the guy married the other lady that he got pregnant. Yeah, but he never stopped like caring about this girl, he still, till today, because this is why the lady is sharing this story, till today he will still call her and say that I love you and I miss you so much, and I know there's nothing I can do about it, and I'm going to respect you, and you don't deserve me stringing you along, but I just want you to know that I've always loved you and I will always love you. And he will always want to send her money like monthly, and he said, I'm going to take care of you, until you find someone else. Like, I feel like crying. I'm going to take care of you until you find someone else, and I just hope you find someone good. Oh my God, you're someone else's story. So she's sharing this story because she said she doesn't know what to do. She wants to cut him loose, but because she feels like she keeps comparing him to every other guy that comes her way, and she knows it's not healthy, and she would like to move on with her life. Thank you, guys. Let me know what you want to say.